Alright guys, welcome back to the channel. So today we got the very first episode of HBO's originals The Last of Us. Now, for anybody who doesn't know, this show is based off of a very popular Sony zombie survival video game that is definitely one of my top 5 video games of all times, that has a story that is in my top 3 stories that I've experienced in a very long time. And I'm really glad that the more general population is going to get a chance to experience this story for themselves. Now, the show starts out for me a little slow, only because of my attachment to the history of this franchise. But the very first episode itself definitely feels very safe. They didn't take too many chances, they didn't change up a lot. Matter of fact, I don't think they changed up much at all from the initial opening sequence of the video game to the transition to the TV adaptation. For anybody who's never played the games and who's never experienced any of this in any form of media, I think you guys are gonna have a nice, well-paced, in-depth approach to the story so far. But for me, everything that happened I've already seen before. So I feel like that's why it felt a little slow for me. Pedro Pascal's character, Joel, or his portrayal of Joel, wasn't bad. I'm still kind of filling him out. And I'm having a hard time, which I know I have to separate my history with this franchise so that way I can give this show a fair review. I want this to be its own thing, and I encourage anybody who's played the video games approach this as its own thing, because I don't want a one-to-one recreation of what I've already got, because I've already been there and I've already done that. This is an opportunity for them to take certain elements of the game and make them better and have them reach a much more broader audience. And I really want people to experience this great story that I experienced so many years ago. The show definitely keeps the premise. The show definitely keeps the tone. The show definitely keeps that feel so far. There's some things that happened in the first episode that, in my opinion, weighed heavier in the game than it did in the TV show. And that's just coming from me, only because I've experienced it already. Like I said, the episode was very safe, very conservative. They didn't take too many liberties and change up a lot. But I do want to see them branch out a little bit more and give me something better, a little bit different, not so different that it takes away from what the core premise of The Last of Us is. The world so far, from the little bit that I saw, looks good. The effects were pretty stellar as well. Were pretty good. I mean, this is a show that is on HBO Max, which they generally have the funds for a bigger budget to make everything look as good as possible. I mean, the cast alone is really top tier actors. Like I said, Pedro Pascal's portrayal as Joel, so far it's pretty good. I have to make sure that I separate my experience in the past from what this show is trying to do, because Troy Baker's performance of Joel, God, was so good. And I don't want to have any bias when I'm trying to review this. And I want it to succeed, and I want to give it a fair shot. So I have to make myself, turn that aspect of my past experience off and just approach it like it's its own thing, because that's what it is. And this show definitely targets the non-gamer audience, and I feel like a lot of people will definitely enjoy this very first episode. The story, like I said, was pretty much spot on. There wasn't much of change. It's hard to even talk more about it because there's not really a lot that happened that's different for me personally. I think most people who haven't experienced this any way, shape, or form will get a lot of um, story depth out of it. I'm curious to see what episode two looks like. They spent the first episode definitely introducing people to some characters, introducing people to just the slight world and the background of The Last of Us. And episode two, now that they got all that out of the way, I think has to kind of, step it up a little bit. The show itself wasn't bad. I think people are gonna enjoy it. We didn't see much of the Fireflies. We didn't see much of some of the other factions. But granted, it was just the very first episode. But there are some hints that were trying to drop in through this episode that I feel like should get a payoff later on. The only thing that I don't or didn't like is the heavy focus into the zombies as more of a parasite. I'll put it like that. They leaned heavily more into the parasitic aspect of what the cordyceps virus is, and it's gonna take me some getting used to. But like I said, I'm gonna approach this as its own thing. I think episode two is where I'm gonna get deeper into it and probably have a better experience as far as like more of what I come to expect from what The Last of Us is. But that's it for the video, guys. Give this episode a shot. Give the show a shot. Let me know what you guys think in the comment section below. But until next time, guys, my name's Lincoln. This is the RPG Show. I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.